All season long, it's been the Toyota setting the pace, but last Saturday night, under the lights at Richmond, that grip loosened just enough for someone to come knocking. Leading the charge of the Ford, finding speed and strength, is a man that knows all too well what it's like when the pressure turns up. The three-time champion in Joey Logano. Ice in his veins when the stakes get highest, and right now he's starting to heat up at exactly the wrong time for a Toyota camp trying to close the door on not just the regular season, but more importantly, focusing on the chase for the championship. Now we enter Logano's backyard, the Magic Mile, a flat, tight, and utterly unforgiving racetrack, a track built on precision, where handling matters more than horsepower, where tires go away and tempers can too. Passing isn't given here at this 1 mile paperclip, it's earned inch by inch over 301 grinding laps. 2 races left to make a statement, one flat, punishing mile that shows no mercy, and a field of contenders feeling the championship pressure close in, and a 3-time champion who smells blood at exactly the right time. Welcome to the 25th race of the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season as MDK RaceDay gets you ready for the Dollar Tree 301 from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. Although the pressure is heating up in the race to the chase, one thing that is not heating up is the weather. That's not going to cooperate. The race has been moved up to 2 p.m. Eastern time on the USA Network because we're having scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Temperature going to be in the low 70s. We have cloud cover 96% throughout the area for the whole day. A slight wind at east through the racetrack at 6 miles an hour, but most importantly, you see the percentage of rain at 88% and 53% chance of thunderstorms in the New Hampshire area. So there is a really strong likelihood we could see this race maybe not go to the distance, but to the halfway mark. Welcome everyone back to episode of MDK RaceDay. My name is Jet. Hope you're having a wonderful day as we get you ready for the penultimate race of the regular season, the Dollar Tree 301 from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. If you haven't already, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content and comment your thoughts on today's episode and what do you think will happen here in New Hampshire. Let's start off with our news and notes. The big story, of course, is the Phenom, young Phenom, and that in Connor Zilisch. He will drive for Trackhouse Racing in 2027, but for 2028, he will have a new home, replacing the leaving Alex Bowman in the number 48 Alex Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports beginning in the 2028 season. Which it is no surprise, I guarantee you, I feel like Hendrick Motorsports is looking at Connor like how they view Jeff Gordon when they signed for him for 1992 as this young driver. We got to get him in the system so we can build him up to be a superstar. I believe this is the right move for Hendrick Motorsports. I believe that Connor Zilisch has talent, has tremendous amount of talent. He just needs the equipment to back it up. Now, what does Trackhouse do from here with losing Zilisch? Right now, to be fair, we are like, what, a year and a half away, so no need to rush an announcement, but definitely Hendrick Motorsports wanted Zilisch and they got him. Zilisch to the 48 in 2028. But let's focus now on 2026 and the race for the top seed in the chase for the championship. Denny Hamlin currently at the moment still holds the top spot and has built on his gap over second place. Now that going to Ryan Blaney at 115. Third is Ty Gibbs, Tyler Reddick in fourth. Chase Briscoe, Chase Elliott, and Christopher Bell remains fifth, sixth, and seventh. Those 7 drivers are currently locked into the chase. However, of course, the battle for the top seed is going to be between Hamlin, Blaney, Gibbs, and Reddick. Kyle Larson sits in 8th place, jumps up 2 spots, and Joey Logano, with his win Saturday night at Richmond, jumps up 4 spots. Back around Sonoma, maybe about 8 or 9 races ago, the dude was 20th in points, and now he is inside the top 10. Busch falls to 10th. Carson Hocevar with that money shit, finishing dead last, losing 3 positions, falls to 11th, with William Byron falling to 12th. Daniel Suarez jumped down a spot to 13th, but Bowles remains 14th, 70 points above the cut line. Cindric, with his top 5 run at Richmond, jumps up a spot, 57 points above, with Shane Van Gisbergen holding the final seed, 50 points ahead of another Northeast native in Ryan Preece. This is also his hometown track. 50 points below the cut line. Chastain in 18th, minus 63. Keselowski, minus 78. Eric Jones, minus 81, with Michael McDowell, AJ Allmendinger, and Todd Gilliland. Busch, official beer of NASCAR and proud sponsor of the Busch Light Polo Award, given to the fastest driver at each NASCAR Cup Series event. Busch Light congratulates Tyler Reddick for his 16th career Cup Series pole and his 243rd career start. It's his first pole here in New Hampshire and currently holds the only driver to have 5 poles so far in 2026 and wins it with a speed of 131.094 miles per hour. Since 2020, Busch Beer has invested more than $50 million in being a premier sponsor of the NASCAR Cup Series. Now let's take a look at the starting lineup for the 2026 2026 Dollar Tree 301 from New Hampshire. Alongside Tyler Reddick is Josh Berry in the number 21 Wood Brothers Ford, trying to continue on the momentum, finishing in the top 10 last Saturday night at Richmond. He also finished second here last fall. Row 2 is William Byron, and the number 23 Chevrolet. To his outside is Denny Hamlin, who won here back in 2017 and 2007. Row 3 has Shane Van Gisbergen, and an excellent qualifying run for him for the New Zealander. To his outside is Christopher Bell, who has won 2 of the last 4 races here in New Hampshire. Row 4 is the 54 of Ty Gibbs. To his outside is the defending race winner Ryan Blaney in the 12, with the defending champion Kyle Larson in the 5 car. To his outside is Alex Bowman, his teammate, in the 48. Row 6 is Eric Jones trying to get back into the chase hunt, as well as Ross Chastain to his outside in row 6. Row 7 has Todd Gillen with some new colors, with his front row teammate Zane Smith in the 38. Row 8 has Michael McDowell and Chris Buescher in the 17. Row 9 has Chase Briscoe in the number 19 Toyota. To his outside is Ryan Preece, a hometown guy, in the number 60 car, making up in the 18th position, with row 10 going to Noah Grex in the 4 and Connor Zilisch, the rookie, in the 88. Row 11 has Joey Logano, the 3-time champion and former winner here at New Hampshire, and also his hometown track. To his outside is Carson Hocevar with a very cool, colorful pink car, and that 77 car once again starting in the 22nd position. Row 12 has Bubba Wallace in the 23, despite being good in practice, a very poor qualifying result. To his outside is AJ Allmendinger in the 16. Row 13 is a pair of 4s, Brad Keselowski, a former winner in the 6, and Austin Cindric in the 2. Row 14 is Riley Herbst in the 35, Austin Hill in the 33, and Chase Elliott starting 29th, shocking run. To his outside is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. In the final 3 rows, John Nemechek celebrating the 40th anniversary of Dollar Tree. They have retired or put the number 42 car on the shelf. Nemechek running the number 40 car today here in New Hampshire. To his outside is Cole Custer. Row 17 is Ty Dillon alongside his brother Austin Dillon, and making up the 36 car field, Daniel Swartz, 35th qualifying position, and Cody Ware in the 51. Okay, so what can we expect here at New Hampshire? Well, they'll be running the same tire setup that they ran last Saturday night at Richmond. Obviously, you have to consider the fact that different racetrack and different weather conditions. Richmond was very clear, dry. New Hampshire, because of that big threat of rain, there's going to be a sense of urgency. The race hasn't moved up to 2 p.m. Eastern time, green flag at 2:10. But again, there is that sense of urgency that we may not be running the full distance, but instead run to the halfway mark. But another thing we need to point out is that New Hampshire is one of the few tracks on the schedule where, if the track is at the very least wet, NASCAR will run wet tires, which can change the whole complexion of the race. We saw that, I believe, in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, or 2024, we saw NASCAR run at New Hampshire on wet tires, and it did not go too well. But still, that could throw a whole bunch of wrenches into that already chaotic system, as we're just 2 races away until the chase for the championship. And most importantly, you look at that top spot, Hamlin, Blaney, Gibbs, and Reddick, they're still fighting for that top seed. That top seed starts with 2,100 points, a pretty big buffer to start off the chase, the 10-race run to the championship. So that's something you have to consider when you look at the top drivers. When you look at the guys to watch out for, once again, it's the Fords. The short track program, or at least the flat track program, you gotta look at the Fords. Logano and Blaney. Once again, Blaney was fastest from the 15 lap average, 15, 20, 25, 30 lap average. That 12 car was number 1. And he qualified 8th. So he can put up a strong run on the short run, but also can really show some muscle on the long run. And New Hampshire is a type of racetrack where we don't see that much chaos usually. So that could play into the 12 cars' hands. However, we saw last Saturday night that sometimes that may not be the case. Blaney, we thought was good in the long run, but as the sun came down, the track conditions started to change. Blaney lost a bit of his lust, and Logano started to emerge as a favorite. Same thing could happen today as we get later on to this race. Who knows how the weather could affect, how the track races. Logano, that 22 car, they could be the ones that can get ahead of everybody else. And when you take a look at drivers and crews that take chances, you have to look at the 22 team. They are almost always the ones that take chances just to try and find a way, just to get them up ahead. And with the threat of rain, and this race could not maybe going the distance, there's a good chance we could see the 22 car take some real good gambles to stay out ahead of the field. I was very surprised by how great Tyler Reddick qualified. I mean, the fact that he qualified on pole is miraculous because of how poor he ran during his practice session. I mean, he was saying that the car was handling bad, it was not good, this and that. So the fact that he qualified on the pole does have me a bit intrigued. Am I confident on the 45 that he could break this streak and have a really good run? And we know he ran well last Saturday night, but We're used to seeing the 45 back up inside the top 5, top 8. Can he do that again today? I'm still a bit skeptical on that by how poor he ran in practice, but still, regardless, an unbelievable qualifying effort. Alongside with his owner, Denny Hamlin, we know how good he was. I thought he was trending to be the guy to take pole position, but we'll have to settle for starting in the top 10. But he's another driver you always have to watch out for every single Sunday. When we take a look at the Chevy camp, it's interesting. The last time Chevrolet won at New Hampshire, 10 races ago. 2016 was the last time that Chevrolet won at New Hampshire. That was when we had a different generation of car. The team and driver that won that, they're not even in NASCAR anymore. Harvick's retired, and SHR, they're not in NASCAR anymore. So that's how long it has been since Chevrolet has won at New Hampshire. What are their chances today? Not that great, considering how strong the Fords have been. I mean, William Byron put up a great qualifying effort in 3rd. SVG, another great effort in 5th. But when you look at a guy like Kyle Larson, who's starting in 9th position, I just didn't see really much from the Chevrolet camp that I felt like, okay, they can really be top contenders. I really do feel like it's going to be between, once again, like what we saw last Saturday night, the Fords against the Toyotas. I mentioned the Fords with the 22 and the 12, but one driver you have to watch out for, the 21 of Josh Berry. They are dangerous. They're a huge sleeper pick, but they're going to be dangerous. They were really good in practice. I love what I saw from them, and they put up a really good. Josh Berry was out pretty early, and he put up that second qualifying time in a very, very, very high mark for drivers to try and chase. I mean, yes, Reddick barely got it, but still, it was a great qualifying effort for Josh Berry, and they overall ran very good. I love what I saw from their practice session earlier. I think, and we take a look at the previous history, the last 2 races at New Hampshire, Josh Berry has the best average finish, 2.5, a second last year and a third the year prior. So we know how good Berry can be at these types of racetracks. And New Hampshire, in some ways, can race a bit similar to Richmond. And the fact they have the same tire setup, all eyes are on Berry to potentially shake up the field. Not necessarily going to do anything to the chase format or to the chase field, but still pull a surprise one, spoil the party a little bit, and there's a good chance we could see the number 21 car in victory lane in Barry Swanson's season with that team. And as for the Toyota camp, you got to look at a guy like Christopher Bell. I know I picked him last Saturday night, didn't work out, but he has won 2 of the last 4 races here at New Hampshire. I think he's finished in the top 5 in 3 of the last 6 races here. He has a very, very good record here, no matter what generation of car, no matter what series. I mean, I think he won the last 3 or 4 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts series here at New Hampshire. So one way or another, Bell is going to win, or at the very least is going to put up a very strong performance. Still searching for that first win of 2026. He is somebody that definitely needs to build some good runs, some momentum as we head into the chase in 2 weeks' time. Yes, he's not going to be in contention for the top seed in the championship, but still, when you take a look at where everyone's positioned in the points, 5th to 7th is only separated by 20 points. Definitely this is going to be a race, I think, similar to what we saw last Saturday night. I'm going to refer a lot to last Saturday night just because I don't see a lot of characteristics that are so different. I mean, New Hampshire is going to be a track where it's going to be all about track position. It always has been. It's only going to be exasperated with this next-gen car. Yes, we're going to see a lot of strategy be involved. This race is going to be won by the pit. Whoever can stay out on the racetrack for the least amount of time is going to win this race. It's not going to be as the best car, just the best strategy decision. But I definitely do think with the urgency of the rain, the threat of rain, we could race in the rain, like that threat of that, the combination of that. I think all that could make it very interesting to watch. Now let's take a look at our Fantasy Live lineup, our leaderboard. HMS Fan for Life leading with 5,068 points. Second is Richard Morris, 22 minus 65. Third is Danny Delivers. Fourth is Sir Wood Rooster. And fifth is Speed Racer at minus 111. I'm down in 40th. Now, it's always been with my fantasy picks where it's not great, not bad, but it's just kind of there. There's always like 1 or 2 picks where I'm just like, oh, didn't work out so well. But this one I'm going for again. I think once again, I got Logano. Logano, he is going to be involved with it. I also got Blaney. Blaney is also going to be involved with it. I also got Christopher Bell. I also got Josh Berry. Most of my lineup is not going to change from last Saturday night, except for really 2 things. I got Eric Jones because I really do like what I'm seeing out of that 43 card this week, and I think that could really be a big sleeper pick this Sunday. And also William Byron. I do like what I see from the 2014 thing out of the Chevrolet camp. He has shown the most speed. I do have Logano in my garage only because he's starting so far back. So I'm just worried. But he looked strong in practice, but was not all that in qualifying. Did not have a good qualifying run. This track being all about track position. I know he can possibly get up through the front with strategy, but we'll just have to wait and see. But the driver that I have winning this race, It is going to come from the garage. It makes no sense that I'm going to put him in my garage, but yet he's my winner for this race. I got Joey Logano winning because I think this race going to be all about strategy, about taking chances, taking gambles, and there's nobody that's better at doing that than the 22 of Joey Logano. When talking about capitalizing when he needs to, when the pressure is at its high, when we're getting closer and closer to the chase, who is the best? Who is the most clutch driver in NASCAR today? It is Joey Logano. So I got him winning this race. I think all that combined, plus with the weather, I have the 22 car winning. I think he's going to go back to back and get his third win of 2026. But those are my thoughts. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, my name is Jeff from MDK. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all next time.